Hello everybody, welcome to Truth Well Told Tarot. This is the daily read for Thursday the 25th of July 2019 for all signs. So I'm just pulling a reading card. Okay, we have the door to personal happiness, the door to personal healing and happiness. Okay, let me read that out to you. This is new beginnings in your personal life. New beginnings in your personal life. This card is a harbinger of positive change. The beautiful light-filled door opens to a lush rainbow-lit spring filled with vibrant lotus flowers. Whether you're working on some inner healing, such as breaking an addiction, or looking to make some external changes, such as finding a new place to live, this card signals that your life is opening up and new opportunities are about to appear. The changes you've been working on are ready to blossom with wonderful results. So make sure you see your personal intentions through with continued action and optimistic expectation. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, cards, what do we have for all signs for the 25th of July 2019? 25th of July 2019, please. What's the message, cards? We have the Four of Wands. Five of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune, beautiful. Okay, we have two cards here. The Moon, the Sun. The Chariot. Beautiful energies there. I'm just going to pull a card for the Four of Wands. Let's just pull an additional card for the Four of Wands. Okay, we have the Three of Swords. I'm going to pull another card for the Five of Swords, please, cards. Five of Swords. And the rest are major arcana, major influences. We have the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Let me just scan this in, zoom in. So we have the door to personal healing and happiness. Some of you are moving on. This is about new beginnings, doors opening, new opportunities. And that's obvious with the Wheel of Fortune. It's a big card of opportunity, that. It's a big card of positive change. Let's start with these cards. So we have the Four of Wands, the Three of Swords, and the Moon energy. So when we look at these two cards together, the Four of Wands is almost kind of like the square. It kind of represents the four corners. It's a card of solidity, of reaching solid ground, of reaching milestones. It can be the happy home card, happy in relationships. It can also be about marriage, about engagement, celebration, reaching positive milestones in your life. I feel for some of you, there was a promise of this, whether it was relationships, whether it was to do with the home, whether it was external influences to do with the home as well. I mean, this could be, you know, things like changes in the career patterns, changes in money, can affect your home life as well. The Three of Swords is a card of brutal truths. There are levels to this card, but it's a truth that you needed to see in order to heal. This wound that's here is open to the elements. So when wounds open to the elements, it says they're ready to heal. But it would have been tough. I mean, I do say there's levels to this card, but it's about deep disappointment, deep hurt. It can be about betrayal. It can be about things that cut deep. It can be the heartbreak card as well. There could be a relationship that broke up. There could be some kind of truth that you saw about this happy relationship that changed things. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm feeling for some of you. And this can be in a relationship, certainly. It could well be external influences are affecting your happiness as well. So hurts in other aspects of your life that are affecting your home, your relationships as well. So that's another aspect of this. But I'm kind of thinking it's more to do with home, relationships. Things that you thought were solid just turn out to be quite the opposite. Yeah. We have the Moon energy, and this is a card of Pisces. It's a card where you really have to trust your intuition, because there is deception with this Moon energy. Nothing is as it seems, and that is kind of tying in with the theme of these cards here. What's on the surface isn't necessarily what's below. That can be with people, situations. Now, I will still say this can be a relationship, can be to do with relationships, or it can be to do with an external influence like work affecting your happy home, your solid ground. And this can be a card of finding solid ground as well, finding that milestone, and it's being shook in some way, shape or form from this revelation, from this truth. There's high emotions involved in this. Sometimes with that Moon energy, you can't see the way forward. And the only way to see your way forward is to trust your instincts. That is how the divine, the universe, God, communicates with us and guides us forward. And there's something about real hidden blessings, hidden divine guidance here to move you forward in dealing with this situation. Yeah. But there is definitely something about what was not seen has been revealed. There is something about, things on the surface weren't the reality of the situation with a person, with a group of people, with a career, I will say, with a relationship. So yeah. Okay. Now, we have these cards here. I think there's been conflict, there's been arguments. I think you've called somebody out in a situation. The Five of Swords is when you choose your battles wisely. It can also be about things happening, maybe underlying conflict or being challenged, or just underlying discontent, underlying gossip, underlying communication. I mean, there's more than one person in this visual here. This person is conquering a group of people. I kind of feel for some of you there's been conflict, either in your inner world for some reason. This can talk about just internal conflict, being conflicted with whatever the situation was. So you can't see the way clearly forward, but you're releasing yourself from the situation. The fives are all about change. You know that something needs to happen in order to bring about positive change. You know you have to deal with a situation. You have to call somebody out on the truth. You have to communicate, have that conversation once and for all. Have the big conversation in order to move on, because both of these cards are moving on. So I feel for some of you there could be inner conflict, but this represents conflict in your external world, and it's you being the victor, stripping them of their wands, which is essentially in tarot, it can be their power, their truth, and walking away. That's the victor, because he walks away with the truth. Sometimes it's about choose your battles wisely. I'm not feeling that here. I'm feeling that you need to have that conversation. You need to call somebody out on a situation, and it won't resonate for everybody. It resonates for those people it's meant to resonate for. But you need to call somebody out in a situation in order to move on, because these are wonderful cards of moving on. This kind of happens certainly in the workplace, when people are threatened by you, when you know your own power, but you've been letting things go, you've been letting things slide, just to keep the peace sometimes. But this is where you can be goaded, you can be pushed, or it is that point of enough is enough. And you need to deal with the situation in order to move on, in order to restore your own value, in order to step into your own light, in order to own your true power. Because I feel dealing with this situation, whatever it is where you do step into your light. I do feel someone was threatened by you. I'm feeling that quite strongly, as I said it before. I do think certainly some of you in the career front may well have been good at your job, and I just feel someone had a hidden agenda of some kind. Now, this can be conflict in a relationship, and that solid ground that you lost, really with these energies here, you're finding again with that Page of Pentacles. Now, the pages is a court card, stand for something new. Can be a fresh start. It can be a new direction. This is a promise of whatever idea, whatever opportunity this is, there's real promise of you reaping the harvest long term. There's real promise of growth, of expansion. And obviously we've got the card of Jupiter here. So growth and expansion, positivity, all of that wonderful stuff. And good luck. Good luck is on your side, because I think the truth is on your side. The page can also be about messages, positive communication coming into you. Somebody could be offering you something. Now, this could be in the form of a job. I will say tenuously, it could be in the form of a more solid relationship, or the beginnings of you finding value in yourself, maybe moving on from whatever happened with this relationship in the past, if it was a relationship. In the career front, this can be you moving on or changing direction in career, moving on from whatever shook your solid foundations in the past. Again, those external influences. This is finding that new start, that fresh direction. It asks you to be grounded. It asks you to focus and really understand where you're going. There's something about understanding all the facts here as well of a situation between these two cards. I think it's enlightening, because you're realizing that the actions of these people, and I'm just saying this because it's coming into my mind, you're looking at the situation closely, and I think there's a realization here. The sun is very much about things becoming clear, everything being revealed. And you're understanding, when you look at something really closely, what their motivations were and what their agenda was. So, powerful energies there, but you're definitely finding the beginnings of new solid ground. And this promises to, is flourishing, to thrive. It's so beautiful, the Page of Pentacles. It's the real promise of something wonderful. Now, this can also be a study card. Somebody who is going back to college, or who is at college at the moment, to further themselves in the job market, to further themselves and move to the ideal career for them. So, powerful message there. Now, the sun energy. Again, all is revealed. Where things were hidden, everything's coming out. The truth is coming out. And you're seeing it in the true light of day. You're seeing people in the true light of day for what they are. And yeah, I just think for some of you, you deal with a situation and this is very much about moving on. You're overcoming the blocks that maybe they've put up for you. This is a wall behind that child and the horse. This brick wall, the child and the horse have almost just walked through it. Because they're recognizing their own power, there's a liberation in dealing with underhand tactics, deception, all of that kind of thing. Bringing things out in the light empowers you to make a fresh start. And you're realizing your value now. You're realizing your own power. This is a card of real abundance. This is a card of success. This is a card of the path being lit before you. This might look like an innocent child, but he's quite the opposite. This child is full of wisdom, experience. They know where they're going and they know what they want and know how to get it. There's a promise of real abundance here. The course, the journey is taking a turn for the better. But it is when you take action in your life, it is when you allow yourself to deal with situations that have held you back, again, that brick wall, in order to move forward now. So powerful energies there. Because remember, this is a card of Venus in Aquarius. There's a promise of something wonderful. And that Aquarian energy, that visionary energy as well of Aquarius, being able to see into the future and really understanding where you're going. I think your mind is opening up between these two cards, so it's powerful. And it's certainly opening up and seeing through the facade of people's masks as well. Now, to finish, I mean, this is so beautiful, so powerful. We have the Wheel of Fortune and we have the Chariot. The Wheel of Fortune is about good luck, good fortune. The wheel turns in your favour. The wheel turns in your favour. The tables turn. I think the tables turn. I think this is a change as well in your own power dynamic. This is a change in you understanding what you're beginning to be capable of. Because the charioteer is somebody who is suddenly stepping into their own light and realizing that if they have their eyes on the prize and rein in any imbalances in their external or internal worlds, they really find fast progress. When they're ready to go, when they're ready to release, when they're ready to embrace change, this is when you find progress. This is somebody who is in the driving seat. This is somebody who has their eyes on the prize to move forward. And it's to move forward with new opportunity, change, optimism, knowing where you're going and knowing how to get there. Again, that sun energy. So powerful message there, powerful message. But I do think some of you are moving on. You're moving on from a time where your foundations were stuck. You're shook. Mercury retrograde. You're moving on from where your foundations were shook. And you're restoring, certainly you're restoring your foundations, you're restoring your solidity. Certainly on the career front, if your foundations were shook in the career or the home life, again, there could be external influences or it could be about the home life or relationships. This is where it's saying there's a change of fortune. Tables are turning with people who don't have your best interests at heart. And you're suddenly realizing that you're more powerful than you think to really achieve now, to really set out what you want and understand how to get there. So, yeah, it certainly is a door to personal healing and happiness. So, powerful message. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please do like, share and subscribe. I hope it's a great day and I'll see you next time. Thank you.